Hello everyone and welcome back to another AFK journey video. So we have Zandrok on the VN server. We're going to go ahead and break down his entire skill description with his multipliers. He is a warrior melee hero with the range of 1, Mauler S level hero. So here he is, Zandrok. Overall, cool looking hero, centaur design. His ultimate ability will begin with 0 energy, Savage Slash. Zandrok will raise his axe and slam it down on an enemy, destroying all obstacles within 2 tiles of their position. The impact deals health percentage damage of his own health, determined by Zandrok's own health, up to 20% to enemies in the area and knocks them in the air for 1 second. We saw this in the skill trailer, and this will destroy obstacles, basically terrain on the map, and also have a knock up onto enemies hit and deal, pretty decent damage because Zandrok is going to have boosted health because of his other abilities. So 20% of his own health as damage is going to be quite a high multiplier with his ultimate ability. Moving on to Rallying Roar. So this is the real sort of unique effect that Zandrok has, because the passive is when a battle begins, Zandrok will summon illusions of himself. They'll all charge forward in a 5-tile wide wedge formation toward the enemy side. I think if we look at the trial stage, maybe we'll be able to see this in action. Yeah, there you see all of his specters or his ghost version of himself are all going to charge, and they are going to not only, I think, deal damage equal to 10% health of his own health damage, but also destroying all obstacles in their path. But this will only be destructible obstacles. For example, like some terrain is considered indestructible. Kulu's barricades, only that central boulder, which is destructible, is going to be damageable. The other, for example, indestructible boulders are not going to be affected by this. And any allies they pass through, including Zandrok, become inspired. Inspired Zandrok and allies gain 50% for Zandrok extra maximum health, and 20% for the allies who are hit by this, and this will be until the battle ends with their current HP remaining unchanged. So they'll still have to be healed up to that maximum HP amount, but their maximum HP pool basically is increasing by 50% for Zandrok and 20% for his allies which are hit by this, and I think it's going to hit everyone. And they also increase their life drain by 40 and haste by 20, and with upgrades your life drain, yeah, that doesn't change. And movement speed by 100% for 8 seconds. The movement speed is interesting because basically it will allow your melee heroes to get into the backline quicker. And so definitely he is synergizing around a melee-oriented comp. And the active Zandrok inspires allies within 2 tiles. So with the active cast of this, increasing their life drain. Now, I don't know what the cooldown for this will be because it just says global here. But active inspires allies within 2 tiles, increasing their life drain by up to 40. And the haste by 20 for 8 seconds, unstackable, and then I guess he's going to be able to recast this. So again, this is going to be melee allies up in the front line, because this is only going to be a buff for allies within 2 tiles. But and the haste buff is not really high enough in my opinion. 20 haste is pretty low compared to like the twins, which give 60 haste or even more with ultimate power. So that is why for Dream Realm, for example, I don't think this is enough of a buff. But for PvP, it's interesting. Definitely is interesting, and increasing your tankiness of your own team and increasing the movement speed at the beginning. Then we have Shock Stomp. This is a 7-second cooldown, initial cooldown of 2. Zandrok will stomp the ground, dealing damage equal to 15% of his maximum health to enemies within 1 tile, and stunning them for 1.5 seconds. So again, whoever is going to be grouped up around Zandrok. But because Zandrok is going to run to the enemy side right at the beginning of the match, he may be able to penetrate into the backline and begin hitting people even in the backline with this attack, and then also his ultimate ability. So that is the idea behind Zandrok, and he deals damage all scaling off of his own health. And his hero focus is going to increase his health, which makes a lot of sense. And he further increases it by 12%, while the temporary buffs granted by Rallying Roar are active. The temporary buffs granted by Rallying Roar. So the temporary buffs are going to be, I guess this one, the life drain and haste for 8 seconds, and then recasting it. So while those temporary buffs are active, he's going to gain a 12% bonus health. And then Hunter's Fury is exclusive skill. When Zandrok's HP is higher than 50% of his maximum health, his normal attacks deal extra damage equal to 4% of his maximum health. And this is going to increase up to 6% of Zandrok's maximum health. So his normal attacks are also going to be empowered slightly. Level 3 is going to be, which is plus 10 exclusive equipment, enhances the next normal attack of all allies inspired by Rattling Roar, making it deal extra damage equal to 15% of their own maximum health. This extra damage cannot exceed 100% of Zandrok's maximum health. But this is only the next normal attack. Like the first normal attack. It's not like a continuous thing. For example, like, you know, Pharamore's Magic Circle. You're continuously dealing that true damage from your whole team, I think, every second. Here's just going to be that one normal attack after casting, like the active portion of Rallying Roar or the buff effect. And the thing is, yes, he has now max HP scaling damage on basically all of his entire kit, but it is still damage at the end of the day. This is not like HP loss damage. This is not going to cut through defenses. This is just going to be a damage multiplier, which is basically based on his own maximum health, which is going to be high, but like, is that going to be high enough to actually make him a damage dealer? His damage will probably be decent, but it's not going to be anything crazy. And for like Dream Realm, I just don't think this is enough, because this is just raw damage. There's no true damage here. There's no HP loss damage. It's just damage multiplier based on his own health, when his own health is going to be higher than other heroes for sure. But yeah, and then Enhanced Force. Supreme Plus ability. Any excess healing Zandrok receives is converted into extra maximum health. This is really interesting. This is actually a really interesting Supreme Plus ability, and I think that this, well, let's see, the total maximum health gained from this effect cannot exceed 50% of his initial maximum health. I thought it could just keep scaling, and you just overheal him, and just heal him, and then he becomes like this monster who is unkillable and has like all of his damage multipliers are scaling on his own health. But the thing is, there's going to be a cap of this, which is 50% of his initial maximum health. So all in all, he has his initial maximum health. Immediately from Rallying Roar, it's going to be boosted by 50%, so it'll be up to 150%, basically, if rather than 100%. And then he can heal, but extra healing, he can get up to 200%. Basically, he can double his initial maximum health through all of this, and then his hero focus also is going to boost his maximum health by another 24 to 36% of his initial maximum health. So, like, all in all, he can be up to 236% of his initial maximum health, whereas Bailran can be up to 400%. Like, because 300% bonus, which is 400% total. And so that is the difference between the two. And they're both warrior heroes, so I would imagine they both have around about the same base health level. Like, 178 billion. I don't know if that is good or not for, like, level 240. But basically, that is the thing. So overall, Zandrok is looking, in my opinion, almost purely PvP. I think maybe some use in AFK stages for like destroying obstacles or providing that movement speed to get into a good position for AFK stages. I can definitely see that. But like if you're going to get him for AFK stages, then you do not need to Paragon him. You can just run him at the Supreme Plus. His Supreme Plus effect is pretty important for his own tankiness and his own survival, but if you're just using him for that Rallying Roar effect, like for that movement speed at the beginning, he doesn't even need to be ascended. He can just literally be one copy. He's going to have this Rallying Roar effect. It's going to provide the buff to your allies, provide the movement speed, and his buff is only if you want him to survive for longer in the fight do you actually want to ascend him. So I think he's actually could be technically, if he's good for AFK stages for that movement speed buff and the obstacle destruction, that would make him a one copy wonder for AFK stages. For PvP, I'm not convinced, honestly. Like, I do think definitely like destroying that middle Kulu boulder, granting your melee heroes movement speed to get to the back line, get to the enemy side quicker, I definitely think it is a reasonably good counter to Kulu. Which is kind of crazy that, like, so soon after Kulu's launch, there's actually a hero which does counter to an extent. But it will not destroy all of our boulders, only that center boulder. That could be enough to give their team an advantage. So overall, I think Zandrok definitely an interesting hero. Just like Zany, also an interesting hero. But in terms of his actual use, I am not convinced. And definitely I would recommend waiting and seeing for at least a week to 10 days to see, is he actually important for things? And can he even work at one copy for like AFK stages, just for that obstacle destruction from the beginning of the match, the HP boost to your allies, which is permanent, and then also that movement speed buff to get into like a different position on the map. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching. Let me know your thoughts about Zandrok in the comment section down below. I would not recommend pulling on him, honestly speaking, especially for free-to-play players. even Zany, I'm unsure about. And I think both of them are going to be kind of more niche, and we'll have to see, do they have any actual major usage or not. And then Ravion is going to be coming, and Ravion, just have a feeling, is going to be strong. He's going to be the last hero of this season, and generally the last hero of each season is kind of a powerhouse, and Ravion is one of everyone's favorite heroes from the story and just how cool he looks. So I just have a feeling Ravion is going to be kind of a beast, and so I would always recommend that people have at least like 100,000 or 70, 80,000 diamonds in store for the time Ravion comes around. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching. That is going to be it for this one. If you're not already subscribed to our YouTube channel, please smash that subscribe button. Also, feel free to join my AFK Journey Discord server. There's a link to that in the description of this video. And finally, if you're thinking about making a purchase in AFK Journey, please use my affiliate link for the official Farlight store. There is a link to that in the description of this video and a pinned comment. This is the best way you can support me at no extra cost to you. So thanks for watching. I'll hopefully see you in the next video. And until then, everyone, peace out for now.